Alright, he just washed the bonnet out. He had to because he used it to clean the floors with. So he had to wash that out to get all the dirt out of it so he could start off with a fresh, clean bonnet. He's thrown down the gauntlet.
Alrighty, let's get her done.
Okay, the hallway he's standing in there, we haven't cleaned anything in there yet. He's just using that as a staging zone so he can get this living room done. And with our low battery, we're probably not going to show the cleaning of the hallway and the bedroom this time because they're not really dirty. And so it's not going to be exciting to look at
The
anyway.
living room's the big part of this video.
Yeah. And it already looks a lot better because most of the stains were broken up by the
brush.
But the dirt's still in there. Nothing's been picked up yet.
Nope, now we're absorbing. Whew, it smells good in here. It smells like Tide.
It's the smell of victory.
Tide, I always thought it was really good smelling stuff.
Alright, there was a really, really dark stain there at the front door. It's from the sweep on the door when they open and close it. When it rains, this area is kind of low, the sidewalks, so they get a little more rain in their courtyard area. And the bottom of the door ends up having a lot of moisture from the carpet, so it always leaves a dark stain. So in other words, it's going to come right back because the sweep's going to leave a stain. So we'll get it clean looking now, and then after they've opened the door 15, 20 times, they'll start to see a little bit of a black streak appear. And that's because the rubber on this sweep is starting to leave stains everywhere. It's the same thing happens with a floor squeegee on a wet dry vac. After you start cleaning your floors, after a while you start leaving black streaks everywhere because the squeegees are dirty.
There's still a little bit of red left there, right here. It didn't totally come out, but it's so far down when the thing dries you won't even see it anyways.
Yeah, when we show our finished results on these videos, sometimes they look a little streaky because there's still a little bit of moisture in the carpet. I'm going to use the word residual again because that's the word I usually use to describe it. And so every time I say residual, everybody has to take a drink. But when we come back the next day, occasionally we get a chance to come back and the carpets always lighten up and they look even once they're finally dry. And if you didn't have a video camera on them, you probably wouldn't notice it. So if you were doing one in your home, for instance, you probably won't notice the effect, but it shows up on video real good. Because these video cameras, they pick up things that the human eye doesn't notice.
Yeah, they do.
You can kind of see a little bit of a red stain maybe, not real bad. We're starting to lose our daylight.
Okay, I'm doing some dark stuff now. It may not show on camera, but it's dark. And it's coming right out.
Well, we know the sun sets in the west, so any of you that can figure out by where the sun is, which direction this apartment faces, you can go in your kitchen and get yourself a cookie because you deserve it for being able to figure something like that out. It's coming up pretty good.
There's a dark area right here, and I'll continue working on it in a minute. Then I'll put the pad.
of you who have watched a few of our videos, you're probably starting to figure out that bonnet cleaning is a pretty easy way to clean carpets. Doesn't use a lot of water. You get the nice result with the carpet because it really raises the nap and restores the fluffiness and the life back to the carpet. And so it's good for that. And it's really a nice method. Now there's a lot of people who, would rather use an extractor or something like that, and that's fine. It's just whatever works good for you. We do get comments from time to time from people with truck mounts claiming that their only way to clean a carpet properly is with a truck mount. And that's good to have your own opinion and everything, and we understand that idea. Don't agree with it, but
Nope.
yeah, we've tried to fix some carpets that they've had truck mounts clean, and it wasn't that the truck mount's bad, it's that the operators didn't do a very good job. They turned their pressures up too high, their temperatures up too high, and they stretch the carpets. They start to make the backing delaminate. And so there's a lot of things. A truck mount's a good machine in the right hands.
A lot of the people we cleaned after they were truck mount, they just didn't clean the carpet.
Yeah, and a lot of times they come in and they do it in a hurry.
They charged a lot of money. They did it in 15, 20 minutes and they took off.
Yeah. One time we watched, they hired a famous nationwide chain to come clean some carpets here, and they did 3 apartments in about a 30-minute space, and they left.
And they were not nice when they were done.
Yeah, and when they got done, all the carpets had to be redone by someone else because they did a lousy job, and they charged a lot of money. And so this is one of the things. There's nothing wrong with truck mounts at all, but you always want to make sure with the individuals you're dealing with, some of them do a good job, and even with bonnet cleaning or any other method, some people do a good job. Some people just try to make some quick money off of you, and you end up wondering why your carpets are wet for 3 or 4 days, and wondering why the stains all come back. So it's just a matter of making sure that you're dealing with people that care about what they're doing. We try not to rush, so we get everything.
I'm going to spray this area real quick.
Okay.
It probably don't show on camera, but I can see some darkness. Then I'm going to put the pad and finish it.
So the best way that we know of to clean carpets, number one, do a really, really good pre-vacuuming. You want to try to get everything you can out of the carpet, and you really can't spend too much time pre-vacuuming. So do a really, really good pre-vacuum. And then you want to try to agitate your pre-spray into the carpet as much as you can, and you can use a carpet rake like this one here, or we have a brush attachment that we use on the Oreck. Anything that you can use to help agitate it will improve its effectiveness, although you don't have to do that. If you don't have the way to agitate it, then let it sit longer, because the longer it sits, the more it's going to break down your stains. And then whatever method you use, you want to try to get all of your pre-spray out of the carpet, because you don't want to leave what's the word I'm looking for?
You don't want to leave salt in the carpet.
Yeah, you don't want to leave residue, because if you leave residue in the carpet, it's going to be like a dirt magnet. And that's the thing with the high pH. You need something with a higher pH to clean quickly, but you want to make sure you don't leave that in the carpet, because if you leave that stuff in the carpet, then you're going to have rapid resoiling. And so we try to absorb all of it. We go back on some of our carpets to look at, months later, and they haven't resoiled. So what we're doing seems to be working pretty good for us. But if you have a carpet that you clean and you find out that it's getting dirty really quick, then you're not doing a good enough job getting all the residue back out of the carpet. And you can do a little Google search and find out about acid washes and things like that, if you want to find out more about that stuff.
That looks alright.
The living room, it's looking pretty good. We're going to do the hallway. We're going to do the hallway, the bedroom, and then we're going to rake everything. And then what I'm going to show you, he's getting ready to be done in here. What I'm going to show you is, I don't know if I'll show us raking it all, but I'll at least show you the finished results, how everything looked when it's raked. And that's if our daylight cooperates with us, where you can even see in here, because we're still a ways from being done. But so we're in progress here, and it's not going to be very long for you guys, and you can see the finished result. Oh, he's getting some of his pre-spray soaked up. Yeah, you have a little overspray sometimes. So keep watching a little bit longer, and we'll show you the end results.